Next we have group frequency tables. Now group frequency tables basically make our life a lot easier because we don't have to write all the values. We could just write a frequency grouped, like a group frequency, and then give the answer. For example, let's say I have this table over here, okay, and let's say over here I have the heights, and here I have the frequency, the heights to frequency. Okay, now let's say my height is 5 to x to 10 centimeters. Okay, centimeters, let's say, just a random example. And then you say that, okay, we have 15 people in that range. That means 15 people have the height of 5 to 10 centimeters. We're not going to write 5, 6, 7. We can just write this 5 to 10. So if anyone could be 5, like say 6, 7, 8, 9, but not 5 and 10, because it says just the x is the height is bigger than 5 and less than 10. So it could be anything between them. So 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, these would be the entire our heights in this case. Same if I took any other example. If I, let's say, took 10x and I took 15, and we said, let's say 20 people have this height. Okay, so x is going to be between 10 and 15. We're not going to include them. We're only going to include the heights in the middle. So 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, let's see a question of group frequency. You're going to have something like this. They're going to give you a question like this, where let's say they gave you the weights. That's 16 people. Remember, frequency means the amount of people that we have in this case. 16 people have weight of between 30 and 40. And this sign basically means the small one, that 40 is included. Okay, x is less than or equal to 40. So 31, 32, all the way to 40 are included, but not 30 itself. Then the same thing with 40 and 50 and 50 and 60. Now, what they would ask you in this case is, first, what is the model class? Okay, what is the model class? Now, model class is just a different way of saying the mode. This is a different way of asking the mode. Okay, what's the mode? The most repeated value. So what's the most repeated value here? 16, 12, 28. 28, but remember, the frequency is not our answer. It's going to be the class that we have. Like, remember, we have to group the frequency tables into classes. Okay, so we have this class, that's our answer, 50 to 60. So 50 x less than or equal to 60, like this. That would be my answer. That's the first one. They will ask you the model class. Then the main issue comes with when they ask you the mean. Like in the mean, if you go above over here, is new. If I go over here, that for the mean, what we do is we make a third column by adding the fx, okay, and then dividing this by this. But in this case, I don't know what x is. Like, what do I divide by? Do I divide by 40, by 30? Like, what do? I don't know in this case. What we will do in this case is, first, we're going to make a third column. We're going to make a third column, okay? Meaning, if I make it over here. Now, we have the question over here. Let's take the frequency as well first. Frequency was 16, 12, and 28, okay. 16, 12, and 20. Now, what do we do in this case? First step, we find the middle value of x, meaning weight is our x, right? Weight is our x. What's the middle value of 30 and 40? 35. So we're going to take x as 35. Then same thing with 40 and 50, we have 45. Then for 50 and 60, we're going to have 55. We have these three middle x values. Now we can find fx by how? By multiplying 16 and 35, 12 and 45, and 28 and 55. Okay, if I do that over here quickly, let's see here. 16 times 35 is going to give you 560. Then 12 times 45 is going to give you 540. And last one is 28 times 55 is 1540. 1540. Yep. That is our answer. Now, for EFX, let's find out EFX. EFX means the sum of f of x. So 560 plus 540 plus 1540. Okay, if I add them all up, let's see again. 1540 plus 560 plus 540. 2640. That's my EFX. Now we're going to find our FX. So not FX, we're going to find our EFF. Yeah, EFF. That is going to be 16 plus 12 plus 28. That's going to give me 1456. Yeah, 56 in the end. So our mean is what? Remember, mean is the EFX divided by FX. Let me take it down here. Okay, so it's going to be what? 260 divided by 56. And if we do that over here, that's going to give me, 1 second, 260 divided by 56, that is 4.6428. Okay, 4.642. Let's just write it till there. That would be my mean. So that's what you have to do. You have to first make out the middle value, meaning you take the exact middle value from your class here. That was 35, 45, and 55 in this case. Then you find out your fx. Then you just multiply them and then find out the EF, meaning the sum of EF and the sum of EFX, and then just add them and then divide them in the end. That will be your mean. Now, next up, we have how to find the median. How to find the median for this case. Okay, let me write over here. Finding the median. Again, the median has the same formula. It's not going to change this one as well. If we go here, the median was n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, now if we say n plus, what is n? N is again f. Remember, f is n. So we're going to have f, that was 56, plus 1 divided by 2. That will give me 57 divided by 2, and that will give me 28.5, meaning the 28th and 29th term. Now we have to see where these two terms are in the equation, in the table. 16, then we have 17, 18. If we add 16 and 12, what do we get? 28. Sorry guys, I had to fix one thing here. This should be 13. This value over here in the beginning, this has to be 13. Yeah, I mixed it up over here. I accidentally wrote 12 over here. It should be 13. We have changed the answers. It's going to be the exact same method, just with the different number. Okay, 13. We got 57, and we got 4.561 in the end. Now, I'm going to teach you something from here that's going to make it important. Okay, so why couldn't you just take 12? Well, like, what's the difference that you had to take 13 specifically? I'm going to tell you. There was an error that I found out that's made me think, okay, I had to take 13. Look, we have n plus 1 divided by 2. F equals n. 57 plus 1 is 2. Then you have 58 by 2. What does that give you? 29. Okay, this is a 29. Now, if you go above here, we're going to see that where in the frequency do we have 29? 29 is not our answer. We have to see where in the frequency do we have 29. 16 plus 13. So we have 29 over here because 16 plus 13 is 29. So the value of 29 is over here in this class. We go over here and now we see that, okay, we have this. Now we have the class that is our answer. That is 40x50. This is going to be our answer, not the actual, the middle one that we have, the middle x. No, because that's what we made for ourselves. This is what the question gave us. So this would be our answer. 29 is here and this class would be our answer. So we would write over here 40 less than x less than equal to 50. That will be my answer. The next thing that we have is our range. Okay, now for the range, remember, this is one specific rule that is only for the range. We subtract range from x class values. What does that mean? For example, if I want to find the range, what's the range? The highest minus the lowest one, right? We're not going to take like 55 and 35 and subtract them, because you could say, okay, those are x, so we can find we can just find x from there, we can find the range from there. No, we're going to take the range from the values of the weights that they gave us. What's the highest weight that we can get? 60. What's the lowest weight? 30. Okay, 60 and 30. So the range is going to be 60 minus 30. We're going to subtract the weight values, not the frequency, not the middle one, not the fx, just the weight values. I mean the x values. That's in the class that they gave us. So we're going to have 60 minus 30, and 30 is my range. Simple as that. I just have to find the highest value in the class and the lowest value in the class, and you're going to have that. Okay. One question that may come up over here is that in the median part, if I have to address this, 1 second. Let's see, sir, what if, like, let's say in this case we had 29 here. What if in a case we had, let's say 57, okay, and we got two values, let's say 28 and 29, and 28 was in this class and 29 was in this class. What would we write? Would we write this or this? That kind of thing will never come. That when you have to find the median, okay, I'm going to repeat it again, but when you have to find the median and you'll say, okay, that 57, or let's say 28 and 29 now came out to be my median, and that 28 would be in this class and 29 would be over here. That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen in a range table. Okay, always you're going to see that the two values, if they are two values, they're going to be in the same class, never in the, you could say, different classes. Okay.